My name is Pooja and I'm part of the tax team. My question is, how do you think or what do we think, to what extent is artificial intelligence ready to deal with or to respond to the glitches or issues that we are facing in relation to cryptocurrencies?
Appears like a very smart, intelligent question. Of course, it is. Also, there are several nuances associated. At one end, we're looking at AI. At the other end, we're looking at something like blockchain, cryptocurrency. Of course, a person who's asked this question is from the, I guess, tax department, the perspective of tax and how it works. I think a good answer would be a summary of the two technologies that we're talking about, the glitches that we're observing in recent times, the perspective around the taxation. So, to begin with, let's understand these two diverse technology streams. Let us begin with blockchain. Understand what a blockchain is. A blockchain is nothing but a simple ledger-based computing, wherein the primary objective is decentralization. So you don't give the power to one single entity, but you share it across multiple resources, which are also called nodes on the network. So based on this network, there are a lot of use cases that a blockchain could have. We are observing a lot of blockchain being used in the cryptocurrency side of it. Certain cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are quite popular in the market. Besides that, we have certain blockchain based solutions such as Ethereum or Ripple. On the currency side, we also have something called as stable coin. This is good for those people who don't want the volatility. We speak of volatility, we see cryptocurrencies, especially like Bitcoin, observe certain spikes in price or certain spikes in volume. For an average investor who's used to seeing or observing things from a very supply chain kind of perspective, cryptocurrency could be a very volatile thing to trade with. This is where stable coins can help. So this is where I think a good blockchain network would have dependable nodes, a good authorization mechanism, consensus mechanism, which is also spoken of. Again, on the enterprise side, we are seeing a lot of blockchain being used. Blockchain based networks or cryptocurrencies also, they're being used on the supply chain side in order to reduce the gaps or improve the efficiencies on the supply chain aspect. From a very traditional perspective, certain areas which are completely centralized, like your governance or compliance, that is coming onto the blockchain side so that the dependence on just one single entity is reduced. We're also seeing a lot of blockchain being used in government services, which has seen a very massive use case in recent times. Moving further, let us also evaluate what an artificial intelligence tool can do. 15-20 years ago, we would call AI tool as a rudimentary set of what computer vision is. So we would give a computer a set of rules. But today, we are seeing so much of artificial intelligence all around us, starting from air conditioners. We're seeing they have some AI tool in them. We're seeing on our smartphones an AI enabled selfie enablement for users. So AI is all pervading us. So the question itself, whether AI can be used in order to reduce the glitches in cryptocurrency, appears and sounds very interesting. So when we speak of cryptocurrency, some of the glitches that we have observed in recent times are including the price, the volatility, and even on the sentiment analysis perspective. Let's think of it. If someone tells you, hey, Bitcoin price is going to increase by 20%, why don't you invest in 20 coins? But at a price of 15, 16 lakhs, it's your investment is in crores. Okay. And what if the sentiment around Bitcoin is shady? Someone is bound to lose crores. Similarly, in a recent case, there's an exchange called Coinbase. And as an exchange, they enable people to deal in multiple stable coins, multiple cryptocurrencies, out of which one currency was called the Lari or the Georgian currency. So this happened sometime in October 2022. A very interesting thing happened, which is on the while placing a purchase order, the price of one lari was almost 100x. It was a very simple glitch, it was a clerical error probably. But the minute traders in Georgia came to know that lari they are getting, that is lari they are getting 100x in terms of returns, everybody redeemed back their cryptocurrencies, and that too in lari currency format. So this had a huge impact on Coinbase. They have not mentioned what was the extent of the damage, but presumably it runs into millions. Now the thing is, Coinbase is trying to work with the banks, which has helped people get credits, and they're trying to recover this money back. A very simple glitch wherein one has become 100 and where someone has made a huge loss. Let's understand if something like an intelligence tool can be applied to this. My answer to that is yes, it can be. They could have also looked at if they had a AI tool, they could have looked at the historical data that okay, Larry in the past 20 years or 30 years has never given this kind of returns. And accordingly, the AI tool will feel that okay, there is an error over here. Let me ask for human intervention. Then a human comes in, sorts out the issue, and accordingly, the loss or the damage is prevented. Several organizations today are using AI in the space of cyber security, or even when it comes to things like UPI transactions. There have been reports that we get to see a lot of AI, especially involving failed transactions or card not present transactions. This enables consumer trust, and this also enables a person or a brand to prevent losses. To add one more layer of AI is not just cost prohibitive, but it could also be time consuming. So again, come back to your question on whether AI is ready to deliver or respond to the glitches. I think yes, AI is delivering and responding to some of the glitches that we are already facing in relation to cryptocurrency. Based on certain use cases, we could extrapolate finer insights by using a blend of AI and blockchain. Of course, it is cost prohibitive in the long run. Certain specific use cases where this can be used is aspects of trading involving stable coins. So we've seen a lot of stable coins come not just in currency format, but also related to ETF, exchange traded funds in the real world, with petrol, with crude oil. We're also seeing silver futures being traded on the cryptocurrency format. We're seeing a lot of gold being traded through cryptocurrencies or in the format of a cryptocurrency. So I think, yes, there's a lot of positive optimism. The one aspect which I have kept for the very last is how taxation works. It's a very interesting phenomena of if we can utilize a component of, let's say, artificial intelligence, and we utilize also something like blockchain and add it to a wider stream like, let's say, tax. In India, taxation has always remained a bone of contention, not just for people who want to pay tax, but also for the policymakers. So, to give you an example, if someone were to ask me, a very common person, how much of tax did you pay this year? I would say, I don't know. Well, to begin with, the forms which the finance ministry has set out for a common person looks quite simple. It has simplified your compliance to a very larger extent. But for people who are in higher tax brackets, complying with the tax is a little challenging still. What could happen is perhaps rather than centralizing the policy, your set of rules and everything at one single place, you could bifurcate it across so that there is no failure. Compliance is better improved, and you could add a layer of AI which detects how much some person has paid. This not only helps in compliance, but it also ensures that certain areas such as faceless assessments, which is one of the priority areas for the ministry, can be addressed. I hope I have been able to answer this very technical and a slightly complex subject. I look forward to hearing what the audience thinks of this.